In this spiritual, fifth generation war, the biggest weapon we wield is truth. This is the No Prisoners Podcast with your host, 451 Actual.
You already know what it is. It's your boy, 451 Actual. Welcome to the No Prisoners Podcast, Motivation Monday. And our God is an awesome God indeed. Hello, family. Come on in, fall into formation. Got a banger of a Motivation Monday for you today, guys. So hopefully you strapped in and ready to kick some fifth point of contact, because we taking it to the enemy just like we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Motivation Monday. Got to be one of my favorites, man. Got to be one of my favorite days. I love every episode, but Motivation Mondays, it just hit a little different. Starting your guys' week off right with some awesome messages and some righteous motivation, if you will. So welcome, everybody. If it's your guys' first time in the chat, let us know that you're here. You workers and lurkers out there, we'd love to know that you guys are hanging out with us. And if you're not following yet, we would love to earn that follow today. So make sure you guys follow along, you friends over there on Rumble or DLive or Kick or any of these other platforms that are out here. And you're not on pilled.net. I'm going to tell you here at the top of the hour, maybe a couple minutes behind. It just depends on how hard Kevin cracks the whip to run a commercial. We will be going exclusively to pilled.net, guys. We'll be going exclusively to Pilled. So hopefully you guys have an account over there. If not, fear not, because we've got a link right there in the description to join us after the first hour. So head on over, make a pilled.net account, search for No Prisoners Podcast, or if you guys are over there on Rumble, you guys can click right into that link and get tied in to this awesome chat, this family that we've got over here at the No Prisoners Podcast. So again, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and say good morning to all the awesome folks that we have in the chat this morning. Let's see, we got White Wing 1776, hung out yesterday for the Big Christ Energy radio show yesterday, Pilled exclusive. If you guys like good Christian music, man, and even some stuff you've probably never even heard, you should join us Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Good Sunday morning. 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. We fire up a whole playlist of Christian music for you guys. Normally to descend into Red Dawn Radio's Operation Iron Heel. Apparently, Red Dawn Radio over the weekend also ending up in the hospital. So we had two of our brothers end up in the hospital this last week. So make sure you guys are praying for Red Dawn Radio's speedy recovery. I don't know exactly what happened. I got a little insider baseball on that, but I don't want to step outside of bounds and say something that I don't necessarily know. So just keep Red Dawn Radio in your prayers. I don't think that there will be a gorilla base tonight or tomorrow night, as I think he's still recovering. So again, we got that healing God, man. You gotta believe that we can send out our good vibes. We can come in agreement in prayer for our brother, and God will definitely put his healing hands on him and get him back into the fight as soon as possible. I mean, we've seen that over and over and over again in this community. So keep Red Dawn Radio in your prayers, and also, of course, for Tweak and his continued recovery. Long roads ahead, I think, for both of these gentlemen. So we're going to stay with them throughout their entire recovery. So again, just keep them in your prayers, guys. Thank you so much. And White Wings, again, thank you so much for being here. The Gray Man, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Got Big Tree in the house. Good to see you. Thank you so much. We'll go ahead and hit that cookie right now. Good morning to you. Said morning cookie. Howdy, friends. Howdy. Welcome. So you can take that All right, we got Mikey Baseball in the house. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Nuclear Family of 4. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Oh, you never got a notification for BCE? That's okay. You can always go back and watch it. Conveniently right here on Pilled. All right, let's see who else we've got here. Crazy Chuck with a K. Hello. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. We got Mama 451 in the house who also gifted the shades. Thank you so much for those. We laughing straight to the bank with it. Good morning, Mom. I love it. Let's see who else we've got in the house. Of course, we've got Agent Feisty Mango. And let's see who else we got. Old Salty Dog, good morning to you. Coming in with a ship said, good morning, fam. Motivational Monday. Let's go. Indeed. Let's go. Let's climb aboard this ship and get some motivation, baby. Love it, man. Thank you so much. Let's see who else we got. Don Richie. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see who else we got. Of course, Kevin's in the chat. Telling everybody good morning. Really appreciate that. All right. Good morning, Pilled. Good morning, everybody over on Pilled. Good to see you guys. Thank you again so much for being here. And then over on Rumble, we've got Crimson in the house. She said, I always look forward to Motivation Monday. Got to get how to figure out how to get Pilled to run in the background on the phone. So if you want to get Pilled to run while you're running other apps or whatever, there is a little pop out. There's a little pip option on the media player on Pilled, guys. And I don't know if it's just specific for whatever devices, but on my Android, if I click into Pilled and then I just like go out to the home screen, I can still hear the audio. But if I want to do picture over picture, you just got to allow your browser to play over other apps, and you can do that picture in picture window thing and continue doing whatever it is you're doing. I know that is a huge function for me on the mobile device, especially if I'm listening to somebody stream and then I'm working on putting the show together or whatever. It's a great option for you guys, so make sure you check that out. It's just a little picture in picture symbol on kind of the bottom right of the media player over on Pilled, and it'll pull that right out for you and it display over other apps. So hopefully you can get that figured out. All right. And if not, you could always message the support team. Absolutely amazing, especially considering how busy these guys are. And there's only a few of them, and how quickly they answer and work to take care of everybody's issues with Pilled. Just give them a chance, and they'll get you straightened out. All right. Let's see here. Feisty, good morning to you.
Well, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Good morning, Kevin.
Good.
And good morning, everybody else.
Yes, Kevin, you're muted. Oh, you're quiet. You're just really quiet.
Am I really quiet?
Yes.
How's that?
Is it just
That's
me?
much better. No.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're good, Kevin. I don't know either, Kevin. How was your weekend?
Mine
It was
was
peaceful. Oh,
mine or
sorry.
Kevin's? Both of us? Who? What?
Yeah, whichever. Fire off.
Okay. Well, mine
Let
was
it rip.
good. Mine was good. Actually, it was really good. Saturday, went to church. My oldest son had to work, so he couldn't be there, sadly. But we did communion and washing of the feet. And I'm going to get all teared up. At least 3 out of 5 of my children want to be baptized. So I know. It's such a beautiful thing. So 3 of my children and then myself are going to be baptized. So that's really awesome. And
Yes, it is. Glory to God.
I know. And I told him, I was like, I was like, all of the angels right now are shouting for joy. I hope you know that. And then yesterday, my son Devin and I went to the community basket interfaith service. So community basket is it's kind of like it's a food pantry, for people that don't have money to buy, the groceries and stuff that they need. And I didn't realize that every time I'll go to Albertsons and the community basket will be sitting out there asking for donations and stuff. And I didn't realize that my church is actually part of that until yesterday. So I was like, oh, that's really awesome. And yeah, so we went to that service, which was really good service. As a matter of fact, there was a gal there I'm thinking that she's from this area. And I guess she was on American Idol. And yeah, and I don't know if she won because I don't watch any of that stuff. But I guess she'd got a record deal and she's been in Nashville recording. And she ended up coming to the interfaith service last night, and she sang, and oh my heavens, does she have a beautiful voice. So that was really cool. And then there were 3 speakers, and one of them was my pastor, and he was the last one, and he told this story, and it was a really good story. It was a really long story, but it was a really good story. And besides Reed's Dairy, there's another local ice cream store, and it's called Farrs. Well, they also make candy too, but Farrs. And they had brought ice cream, and oh my gosh, talk about some amazing ice cream. So I got peppermint ice cream last night, and I was like, look at this. This is a win-win.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So it's been
awesome.
It's been a great weekend, and yeah, exciting stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a nice, relaxing weekend. Set Mini 45 up with another Bob Ross painting she knocked out. That was really cool to see her do that again. She's all into it, which is amazing. And went to church on Sunday and talked about servant leadership. And it was just a good message, man. Just a good all around message. And so I'm super pumped up to bring you guys some Motivation Monday today. And we got some more folks hopping in here. Got Brad Allen Music in the house with a can. Said, good morning, everybody. We still hitting Joe with a can? Of course we are. Of course we are. It's a staple around here. Come on, Joe.
Come on, man.
Oh, man. Especially because he's trying to start World War III and whatever. But Amy B., good to see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see everybody hopping in. D-Hex, hello. Good to see you. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for being here. All right. Well, I do want to start off, actually, with a little bit of breaking news. Pretty good news. We'll see if it sticks. But you never know with these folks. Apparently, the U.S. believes that Israel and Hezbollah ceasefire deal has been reached. Zero Hedge also reporting. Kevin said good morning.
Yeah, that's all I said was good morning. Good morning.
Oh, what else? What's going on, Kevin? You doing all right?
Yeah. Let's get on with the show.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And then the Zero Hedge reported Israeli Security Cabinet is expected to convene tomorrow to approve a ceasefire with Lebanon/Hezbollah. 2 sources tell me, says KANN News correspondent. So we'll see. But this is a little bit of breaking news for you guys this morning. We'll see how that plays out over the next couple of days. I'm sure we'll have a good idea of how that's going to go come Wednesday. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up as that's pretty big breaking news there. But here we go. Today's Motivation Monday video is start fresh every day. Wake up with a positive attitude. Here you go. Take a listen.
need to make a decision. I am not going to waste one more day of my life being miserable. Be happy today. You know, it puts a smile on God's face when we're happy. If you have children, you know you love to see them happy. Nobody wants to see their children miserable. And God doesn't want to see us miserable. I think one of the things that we can do for him is serve him with gladness. That's what Psalm 100 says, serve the Lord with gladness. If you don't know what your purpose is yet, just start with, well, I'm going to serve the Lord with gladness. And he'll lead you into other good things.
And every morning when we wake up, we need to empty out anything negative from the day before. Somebody offended you at work. They didn't treat you right. It's easy to let that offense stay. Feels good to carry around a grudge, but you have to be disciplined. Say, no, I am not giving this offense any room. I am not going to let it sour my day. They hurt you once. Don't let them continue to hurt you by holding on to the offense. Being offended is not harming them, it's harming you. It's taking up space you need for the good things that move you toward your destiny. Or you wake up in the morning and thoughts of worry come. How are you going to pay your bills? What if the medical report's not good? You'll never get out of this problem. Don't allow that in. Don't make the mistake of dwelling on it. Just say, no thanks. I know God's in control. He's got me in the palm of his hand. He'll get me to where I'm supposed to be. Take inventory of what you're giving space to. Life is too short to go through it with negative things holding us down.
Enjoy your life, the one you have right now, not the one you hope to have sometime in the future, not I'm going to enjoy myself when, I'll be glad when, I'll sure be glad when, I'll be glad when this is over, I'll be glad when this starts. Well, what about being glad right now? Would anybody like to enjoy this day? Or do you want to just ruin this day thinking about how you're going to be happy when? You know, when your child's 2, enjoy the 2-year-old. Don't sit around and wish they were 3. I'll be glad when the kids start to school. I'll be glad when school's out. I'm tired of driving those kids to school every day. I'll be glad when these kids get through college. I'm tired of paying those bills. I'll be glad when. I'll be glad. I'll be glad. I'll be glad. Well, each one of those things that you're going to be glad about later is something that you're missing, that, trust me, later when you're older, you're going to think, I wish I would have taken time to have enjoyed my family more. I wish I would have taken time to enjoy my home more.
You have a choice each day you live regarding the attitude you choose. The longer I live, the more I realize the importance of choosing the right attitude in life. It is more important than your past, more important than your education or your financial situation. It's more important than your circumstances, your successes or your failures. More important than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than your appearance, your giftedness, or your skills. It will make or break a company. It will make the difference between a happy home or a miserable home. You cannot change the years that have passed. You cannot change the daily tick of the clock. You cannot change the decisions or reactions of other people. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I respond to it. The same is true for you.
Your attitude is something that belongs to you, and nobody, I want you to get this, nobody can make you have a bad one if you don't want to. You have to make a decision, set your mind that today I'm going to have a good attitude no matter what. And you know, I don't just tell you to do these things, I do them. I spend time each morning with the Lord when I get up because I know if I don't, I am not going to act good that day. And to be honest, most of us are like that. We need, just like you need food to keep your body running right, you need spiritual food, which is the Word of God and time with Him to behave spiritually correctly. I don't want to do anything that offends the Holy Spirit. I want to love people like Jesus told us to, and I can't do it without a lot of help from God. And so I pray every morning that God will help me, that He will strengthen me. I want to enjoy the day. I want to appreciate the things that God has given me. So I specifically set my mind, today is the day the Lord has made. He's given me another day to live, and I want to enjoy this day and have a good attitude. Help me treat people good that I'm with and make them feel good, and just whatever comes to my mind. So the main thing I want to get across is that you have to set your attitude and determine that you're going to have a good one in order for that to happen. And your day today can be changed by you making a small adjustment. Your week can change by you making just a small adjustment and deciding, just decide right now to think about everything you do have instead of what you don't have. Think about your blessings, and nobody is without blessings. There is nobody watching right now that doesn't have something to be thankful for. Yes, we all have problems, we all have challenges in life, and maybe right now you're going through a very challenging time. Pray about those times, do what you can do, but focus on the things in your life that are good and find things to be thankful for. And you can even be thankful for little things like clean running water in your house, a home to live in, clothes to put on, somebody to say good morning to. Just anything that is a blessing, the more you think about that, the more it's going to help and affect your attitude. You know what? It's perfectly okay for you to be happy and enjoy your life while God deals with your problems. You know, I don't want anybody to think that you have to be miserable because you have a problem. Pray about the situation and then turn it over to God. You know, praying about things and then worrying doesn't really do any good. We need to pray about them, cast the care on God. So one of the things that I say when I have a problem that helps me, and I usually say it out loud and sometimes several times a day, this is not going to last forever. And I also like to say, this is going to end well. I don't know how it's going to end, but I know it's going to end well. Listen, whenever you're upset and you're having trouble, don't let the trouble pull you away from God. Let it push you closer to God. Spend more time with Him. Cry out to Him. Seek His advice. Maybe you've had a lot of bad things happen to you in your life. Maybe you would be a person that says, well, I'm just not lucky. Well, I don't think that when we're dealing with God, it's good luck or bad luck. It's faith or no faith. It's trusting God. It's believing the promises in the Word. And I'll tell you, if you never give up on God, He will never give up on you. You may have some things that you're working through and it may be taking longer than you hoped it would, but just don't give up.
Yes, 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 yes. Love that. Love that video. Again, drop that for you guys in the chat. Something else that I'm doing today as well, guys, if you haven't checked out the NPP Insiders, which you can access at noprisonersproductions.com. Just click the NPP Insiders tab up at the top of the page. I am formulating the show notes as the show progresses there. And that'll be available on the NPP Insiders page, guys. But there you go. There's the link to that video. You want to share that out and let people know about the good news. You ain't got to hang on to it. You know, people, folks around you, you know, most of the time, like, the intention isn't to isn't to offend you or try to drag you down, but we create those little instances in our heads. And I got to tell you, like, one of the most freeing things that I've been doing is I just straight up just don't even let it in, and say, you know what, I really this really isn't a thing to me, and it's pretty amazing actually. So anyway, beautiful message. Start fresh every day. Something else that I've been doing is I've been reading a book called Centering Prayer. I picked it up from Barnes and Noble, and I actually didn't really understand what the book was about when I picked it up. I thought it was just like center your life around prayer, but it's actually a prayer technique. And basically the entire thing about it is, and this has been super beneficial for me, is to just sit and only have the pure intention of being in God's presence, right? No other intention whatsoever other than to just invite God in. You don't have to say anything. In fact, the entire premise of the idea is to just completely release yourself of any thoughts, because we get into this this problem in our own minds where we will have a thought enter in, and then we enter into this hamster wheel. That's how the author describes it, a hamster wheel of thought, where you just go round and round and round and round. And basically, you could almost like make this akin to a type of meditation, right? But you're centering it around being in God's presence. And so you just observe thoughts as they come in, and then you have like a word that you say to yourself, not a mantra, but for me, I just, think the word Jesus until the thoughts that are entering my mind are completely quelled. And the entire thing about it is that you just sit there fully vulnerable and exposed. All of your sin, all of your negative thoughts, and everything else that consumes you throughout the day, you just sit and invite God in, and you will feel the true love of your Creator despite all of your flaws. When you release them in front of Him and you trust Him to make His presence known to you, and that's the only intent. You don't even think about that in the moment. You just release yourself of all those thoughts. It's been super freaking healing for me. This morning I went out before the sun even came up this morning, took my headlamp, walked out to the overlook, and set up a time lapse on my phone that I'll go back to many times when I'm not able to go and walk out there. But I'm trying to make it a daily thing now to just brew up my coffee first thing in the morning, walk out there in the dead of night with my doggo 451, little magster, and just sit there and have that quiet moment with God in the very beginning of the day. And let me tell you something, guys, it is absolutely amazing. You just completely pan out all of the world's noise, and you just make yourself vulnerable and available and abide in your Creator. And it is one of the most healing things you can do. So just a little piece of advice. And if you guys want to pick up that book, again, I got it at Barnes and Noble. It's called Centering Prayer, and it is stellar. Absolutely stellar. Talks about the benefits of doing it, how to actually go about doing it. And like in the very beginning of the book, it hit me like a sledgehammer in the chest. It said, you just have to accept the fact that you are accepted. And despite all of your flaws, despite all of the things that, we let ourselves weigh ourselves down with, you are accepted by the Creator of the universe. He loves you unconditionally. And I'm telling you, man, it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, I just was excited to share that with you guys. I'm about 4 chapters into the book. And at the end of each chapter, he's like, now just go and sit quietly with God. And I try to do that every time I finish a chapter. And it's been absolutely amazing. So there you go. What are your guys' thoughts on that video? And then we'll move into the next ones.
Yeah, I'm cool with living in the present. I'm totally cool with that. Now I'm just I'm grappling with the reality that of all the cosmic things going on, I'm sitting here being mindless while cleaning behind my toilet in the future. but I shouldn't be thinking about that right now. I should be thinking about right now, sitting in this chair, focusing on this conversation and nothing else. But yes, with all the great creation and everything that's led up to each and everyone's like individual personal lived experiences in this great moment of creation, yes, I am thinking about when I'm next going to be cleaning behind my toilet. Yes. So
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Whatever rings your bell, brother. Whatever rings your bell.
Oh
Right.
my
But
goodness.
what you were describing though also sounds like, and I'm not promoting this, I'm just saying that in Japan, temple sweeping is a lot like that. And it's I don't know what they do in their heads, but apparently it's supposed to be that same kind of thing where you're just like touching grass in your head. Is that what the book is like talking about? Is just being connected? What's it talking about?
It is literally your. So like you start off with he recommends this. You can say whatever prayer you want, but he basically recommends starting off with the Jesus prayer, right? Like, Jesus, forgive me, forgive me, a sinner, right? Like, you acknowledge that you're a sinner and that you are prepared to just be completely vulnerable by not tying into any thought whatsoever, and to completely release yourself from anything, like any distraction whatsoever. And it actually he actually tells you, like, don't judge yourself if you get into a mind loop. You just gently bring yourself back into it by just repeating that word. And for me, it's just in my head, I'm just saying, like, okay, I observe a thought and I'm just like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And then eventually the thoughts fade away and you're back into that moment. And you may only be able to do it for 2 or 3 minutes, and it'll seem like an eternity has passed. But like just doing 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes, when you get skilled at it, maybe 20 minutes. It's not like this. It's not a competition. It's not a race. You're not trying to achieve anything. That's the beautiful part of it. You're just saying, God, if you're gonna grant me to abide in your love in this moment, I'm inviting you. That is my only intent, is to just be with you right now and just be fully vulnerable in that moment. And I'm telling you, man, it is extremely liberating when it happens. And it might not happen in that instance when you try it. You may just be too distracted. And the whole point is just to not beat yourself up over it, but just continue to practice at it. And like, what you'll find, and this is something that I've found, is that you actually start to train yourself to do it even when you're not in a moment where you're, trying to sit there and do centering prayer, but like you're in the hustle of the day and something like kind of stabs at you, like, yeah, get aggressive over this. And you just don't. I'm just like, yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Yeah, just not let anything steal your joy in that moment. Because like when you're sitting there and you're completely exposed like that, and God dwells and abides with you and sits with you in that moment, that's all you feel, is just that freedom from everything, man. It's truly beautiful. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into
be
this
quiet
next
so I
video.
can say what I was going to say.
Okay, sorry.
So anyways, I actually wanted to read a couple of verses. There's many more on this, but First Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 16 through 18 says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." And then James chapter 1 verses 2 through 4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything."
Nice.
Yeah. And it looks like it's
Sorry.
fitting in what you're getting ready to play. So that's awesome.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, I'm texting with Jolly Roger in the background, our
Nice.
web developer, who's absolutely amazing.
He's such a
So
rock star.
he's keeping the site running for us, and really appreciate him. A huge shout out to Jolly, man. He's been incredible. He's been incredible. Hadn't asked for a single thing, but he is great at what he does, and the NPP website running smooth because of him. So he's working on some stuff in the background for us, but awesome work, man. Awesome work. Anyway. Yes, and yes, that plays directly into this next one with God Fear Nothing. Check it out.
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Son, let's go. I feel full. Fear not.
Oh, man, love that.
Dude, I got chills.
I know, right? That's the way you should be reading it. You should be reading like you're reading the program for a rock concert. You know what I'm saying? Like getting that excited about the word. That's what it's all about right there. All right, here is Cliff Knightley. I can't believe I was mispronouncing his name so wrongly all these years. But anyway, it says, by God's grace, I am not the man I once was. Let's go.
It means I desperately need the grace of God, but by God's grace, I'm changing. By God's grace, I'm not the man I once was. So we communicate the reality of Christ as we obey Jesus in telling others about him.
Yes, indeed. Nice short one there, but pretty good. All right. Let's see. Keep God first in everything. Let's go. We rolling through these.
In the morning, when your eyes open, you're still in bed, your eyes open before your feet hit the floor. Because you know once your feet hit the floor, it's over. You lay there in the bed before you even get up. And you pray Romans 12:1 to the Lord. Lord, today, I present this body to you a living sacrifice. Lord, I give you the whole kit and caboodle from head to toe. I give you these hands for your service, these feet, Lord, these legs to go where you want them to go. Lord, I give you these eyes, these ears, this mouth. And I offer it to you, Lord, a living sacrifice. God, I know that I've got plans for the day. I've got a to-do list, but I know before the foundations of the world, you already had a schedule. And so, God, I submit to you for today. And Lord, here it is. Would you give me an awareness of your presence today? Lord, if you're moving in an unusual way, I don't want to miss it. If he's going to make the natural supernatural, don't you want to be aware of it? If he's going to be speaking, I don't want to miss a word that he has to say. Lord, if you're going to show up in an unusual way, would you make me aware of your presence? You'll be amazed when you pray that at the beginning of the day. How much natural stuff you will see in the morning.
Boom. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. Loving this vibe. All right, this one says, communion is vital to Feisty's experience this weekend. Take a listen.
This was never meant to become normal to us. Today I was in church and we were taking the body and the blood, and I just started weeping. I physically couldn't move. I share that because I think we've lost a theology of death. We're so quick to try and protect our lives when we take this in remembrance of him, we are literally laying our life down with him so that we can see his resurrection. So when you pray and you're genuinely, God, would you show me more of you? Show me your face, show me your love, show me a fear of God. We are laying aside every comfort we've put up against our faith, and we are asking him to show us more of how we can die with him. Dying isn't always just physical. It's in the spiritual realm of asking and pleading for him to meet you where you're at. To build up the body of believers for the coming of Christ, we have to know what this means and why it matters. Don't confuse the goodness of God with your comfort, because every time you situate yourself to remember him by taking this, You are inviting him to teach you more of what it looks like to be on a cross daily. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. It's awesome. It's awesome when you feel it. All right, here we go. We must forgive ourselves. Working through it, man. Working through it. Here we go.
After I got saved, I continually was plagued by the enemy. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? And I would just be, oh, God, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And then finally, I had a heart-to-heart talk with God where God really spoke to me and said, look, either you believe that you're forgiven or I'm a liar. And when faced with that, I knew that I had to forgive myself. And I had to believe that God forgave me. It's so hard for people to forgive themselves. But if we don't forgive ourselves, then we're not believing that God forgives us.
Boom. All right, and who is it that God says you are? Well, we played this yesterday during the BCE radio show. Great video. Check this out.
John 15:15, he calls me friend. 1 Thessalonians 1:4, he calls me chosen. Ephesians 2:10, he calls me his masterpiece. He calls me his art. He calls me handmade. He calls me purpose and fashion for good things. 1 Corinthians 6:19, he calls my body a temple. He calls it the residence of the Holy Spirit. Acts 1:8, he calls me his messenger to the world. Galatians 3:26, he calls me his child. Romans 5:8, he calls me greatly loved. John 8:36, he calls me free. Free indeed. 2 Corinthians 5:17, he calls me brand new. And it's amazing how different these names are from the names I'm used to listening to.
I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, this is good too. This is good too. Here we go to another thing that Feisty experienced this weekend. Let's go.
And now my life is yours, and I will sing of your goodness forevermore. Worthy is your name, Jesus. You deserve the praise. Worthy is your name. Worthy is your name, Jesus.
King of the universe.
You deserve the praise.
Oh,
worthy is your name.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
it is.
And don't be on the fence because, somebody that owns the fence might surprise you. Check it out.
And on one side of the fence was Satan, and on the other side of the fence was God. And Satan looks at him and he says, which one do you want? You want God or you want me? He's like, if you come over here, I'll give you all you want. I'll give you everything you want. But if you go with God, you don't get everything I'm offering you. So he laughs at both of them, and he sits on the fence. He says, I don't have to choose either of you. I can be on both sides of you at the same time. And as he's laughing and scoffing at Satan and God, it goes black. And out of the darkness comes Satan. And the man goes, no, Satan, like I didn't choose you. I sat on the fence, so I got a little bit of Jesus and I got a little bit of you. And Satan grabs him by the arm and grips him really hard and says, the fence belongs to me.
Boom. No time to be lukewarm.
No time at all. And,
Well,
go ahead.
That doesn't mean that, you can't just go and just say, Jesus, I've been caught. I've been tricked. It's like, get this claw off my arm, please. I mean, it's like you ask for some help in this situation, maybe a little, divine intervention. What are your thoughts on that? It's like, just because you made a mistake. I mean, are we talking about like this person has like died and been judged here while sitting on the fence? What has happened?
No, it's talking about how you're choosing to live in the world. Are you chasing after the things that the world is promising you, or are you chasing after the glory and the riches that are in heaven? It depends on what your wages are. Your wages in heaven or your wages here on earth? Like, what is it that
Oh,
you're chasing
that's
after? And
well,
so
I
if
can
you're like,
simplify
well,
it.
I will pull it. I'll pull in the word, on the mountaintop and believe it. But down here in the valley, like, I'm gonna shake my fist and clamor for the things of the world instead. That's sitting on the fence, in
You
my opinion.
know,
That's what they're talking about.
I would like to say, even that mountaintop is of the world. That valley is also of the world. All that stuff goes away. All that, except for
Yeah,
the word. That's all that remains.
that's right.
Just that long, just all the way through. Just all the way through. That's a pretty fun wave to ride, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
a pretty good. This is a pretty good. This is a pretty good representation of somebody who was probably on one side of the fence and decided, you know what, I'm not going to sit on it. I'm going to hop right over to the Jesus side. And he's not calling for perfection in everything that you do. It's just when you mess up, you recognize it and you submit yourself and repent for it. That's like another thing with that centering prayer is like, God, I'm here with you. I want to sit on your side of the fence despite myself. I know that you love me and you have that trust in him. And so this is a good example of someone getting pulled to the other side, man, just from a simple conversation, a little witnessing, a little prayer. Here we go.
Can I pray for you?
Yeah, man.
Can I? Let me come around. Jesus, thank you for atrophy, God. We just thank you that you love him, that you've shown up to him right now, God. We just ask that your love may surpass all understanding right now. You're the Prince of Peace, Jesus. Will you just come into his heart right now and just fill him with comfort, God? Let him know that you are here and that you see him. God, I thank you for bringing us together. This is no coincidence, God, that we ran into him, that he's made time to meet together and talk about you. Jesus, I pray that he encourages many others. God, we just bless him. I pray that he feel encouraged today and loved. God, we thank you for his life and his heart. We thank you that you see him, that you restore all things, you make things new in you. We thank you that all wickedness was killed on the cross, God, and that through you we have redemption for sin of the world. We thank you that there is redemption for my life and Atrophy's life in you, God. We just bless him. We thank you for your comfort and peace. Bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. I love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
God loves you, dude.
Powerful moment, man. When it hits you like that, you know what I'm saying? When it hits you like that, there ain't no going back, dude. There ain't no going back. It's awesome. And even in the darkest
Yeah,
reaches
prayer is
of
powerful.
it really is, of the lion's den, you could find some awesome movements just like this. Is California for Jesus taking over San Diego for Jesus? Check this out. A little short 10-second clip here.
San Diego for Jesus!
Boom. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we are a few minutes away from going to commercial here. Again, if you guys are over on the other platforms, please make sure you head over to pill.net, make an account, and join us over there. Greatly appreciate every single one of you for hanging out on those other platforms. We want to pull you over to Pill. We got a great community, a great chat over here, ready to welcome you on in with open arms. And so as we start winding into today's headlines, here's some Sasquatch, some Sax Squatch for you. Enjoy. I think
I'm
he's actually
curious.
playing it, Kevin. I think he's actually playing it. Too.
I was like looking at that outfit. I'm like, the amateur. How are you doing that without getting all that fur in your lips against your reed and not losing your pressure. It's got to be, that would definitely
Takes a lot
take
of
some
practice.
talent. Yes, it would
That's
definitely take
right.
some talent. Oh, I see your hand. Oh, you cheating. Okay, never mind. You're not even cosplaying. Okay, I'm being a bitch. It's a Monday. Happy Monday. Okay.
All right. Well, I am a huge fan of falconers. My stepdad was a falconer for a while. Had a red-tailed hawk named Corona, and he actually used to hunt with this bird in combination with a well-trained English pointer, trained by one of the greatest English pointer trainers in the country. And so that he would use no type of shotgun or anything else. It was just a partnership between the dog and the hawk. The dog would stir up a pheasant or a rabbit or whatever, and the hawk would see the prey come down, nail it, and then falconer has like a little pocket of meat or whatever to basically lure the bird off and feed it that way, basically reward it for what it's done. And it was one of the coolest things ever to see. So this is actually a pretty cool video of a well-trained, I don't know what kind of bird this is. It looks like a pretty large hawk, but anyway, check this out. And it's in a third world country, so there's a bunch of garbage in it, but it's still pretty cool. All those other birds are like, "We're out of here." Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Love falconers, even in third world countries. All right.
Yeah.
Let's.
Wow, what a beautiful
Meanwhile,
bird.
Very. Meanwhile, over here, no texting while driving. Oh, yeah, well, watch this. Freaking bird flies out, retrieving the bird, all that. Am I paying attention to the road? Hell no, I'm falconing right here. Falconing while driving. What the hell? Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, just make sure you keep that bird away from this golf course. This guy is a bird killing machine. It's a parody, but still pretty funny. Check this out.
Here's the drive. Did I hit that bird?
Riding on road, checking for birds. Smart move. All clear. Lines up his shot and slicing into some trees and.
It's actual ball now. Lining up his shot.
Oh God, the eagle's back.
Bad shot there. He is frustrated and he's throwing his club.
Oh no. Oh, I hope that's not fairway front.
I am afraid it is fairway front.
Knoll, 450 yards to the green. Oh, wow. Right on target. He's on the green and, oh my God, it's in the hole.
That might be the greatest shot I've ever seen on this course.
This is ball.
Oh my God!
Bad start to the second day of play for Knoll.
That's
You want to start a
terrible.
riot? Because that's how you start a riot. Peanut, man. Never forget Peanut. All right. Here's another great way to start a riot. Apparently, if you dress up as Papa Smurf and start getting down inside of stores, people don't like it. Here you go. Inside of a Planet Fitness. Can't judge him. Can't judge him.
Merry Christmas! Woo! Merry Christmas! Hey, 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 hey! Woo! Go, Spurt! Go,
Don't let anybody steal your joy, Kevin.
What are you doing today? I'm going to dress like Papa Smurf, run through some, I don't know, commercial areas. And for some reason, find myself on a boulevard for no reason whatsoever. That was weird. What the? Merry Christmas? Really?
Christmas.
Yeah, because everyone has that blue Santa. Crazy drugs.
That's Merry
man.
Smurfmas
Stay
to you.
off of them. Smurfness, yeah. Wow. Okay, that was cool. Are we? You know what? Should I crack the whip, or do you have one more?
No, I'm going to go ahead and play the commercial now, guys. We got a couple more opener videos and news stories for you guys to get everybody going. So if you guys want to see the rest, including all of the awesome news stories that we have lined up for you on this Motivation Monday, make sure you guys head over to pilled.net and make an account if you don't already have one. We'd love to have you over there. So would this awesome chat full of amazing patriots. And so if not, guys, we'll see you again on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time for the Hump Day edition of the No Prisoners podcast. We'll see you guys on the other side. Here we go.